You getting out and playing any this week?
I'm gonna try to play this weekend, if I can.
What do you think about playing?
Haven't decided yet. Probably, I don't know, maybe Lexington Oaks or somewhere close. Maybe Links. There's not too much water out there.
Green's near where it works too.
Good.
Any photo shoots coming up?
We have the church anniversary. We had our first service last night. It's going all week, so yeah,
Cool.
doing that.
Well, you got fall in the air. People are ready to get together. The weather's been hot. Now it's getting better.
Yeah.
Now it's the time to, this in the springtime is a good time to congregate, hang out, and do things together.
Sometimes I get a little handsy and
Mm-hmm.
that thing get a turn on me.
Mm-hmm.
I need to quiet these hands down. I need to work. That's work in progress. That'll keep me from turning so much left. But
Give me a couple more here, and we'll take a look at on the video here, and we'll kind of show you what I kind of see here a little bit, and
okay.
chit chat about it. Broke the system. Broke the matrix.
Yeah, that's me.
All right. Let's take a look at the video here real quick.
All right.
Okay. So, good thing is it's nothing really new. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's always good. Nothing really new's popped up. But once again, as you can kind of see as we start to go, you roll those hands and you see how it gets on into the inside here a little bit. And what happens is you get it inside and then you get it across the line here, as you can kind of see. And what that does is it just gets the face moving in all kinds of directions. And if we got the timing right, then it's going to be good. Does that make sense?
Yep.
But it's really tough to be consistent. There's got to be a lot of face flipping and face holding and stuff like that. Does that make sense?
I don't know why I can't fix that.
So I want to give you kind of a little drill here. So go ahead and set up for me.
Jesus.
Okay. Don't worry about the ball. Just go ahead and set up, big guy.
Okay.
Okay.
It just feels so natural to.
I know. Just to roll those wrists.
Dang.
All right, so what I'm going to do here, okay, is I'm going to place this ball between your wrists here. And what you're going to do here is you're going to try to maintain that ball as you take the club back for the first foot or so.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So if you were to roll your wrists, that ball comes out.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? So trying to just give you a different feel right here at this spot. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead and set up for me, partner.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to put this ball right here. Go ahead and put it together. Put your hands. There you go. All right, so I know, and this is probably a drill where you needed somebody to help you a little bit. But if you're to just go ahead and roll your wrists like you normally do, go ahead and do that for me. All right? See how that ball wants to kind of move there a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I want you to try to do here, okay, put your wrists together, and I just want you to try to hold that as you move the club back. Yeah, there you go. You feel that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just want you to kind of sit here for just a minute here and isolate that movement pattern.
Okay.
Okay. That's the big thing I see off the get-go for us. Okay. I think we're setting up a little bit close to our target a little bit as well.
Okay.
With our setup. But the big thing is I see the hands rolling back, the club gets inside, and then we get across the line.
Okay.
Right? And if the timing's right, then we get away with it. But if it's not, then it's a real problem.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna videotape that real quick for you. Yeah. So you can see the difference. So let's take a look at this person compared to the other one. All right, so if I got right here, this is what we're originally doing.
Right.
See how that club face is starting to come in?
Mm-hmm.
Face is already open. Right, now we're going to have to manipulate it to get it back closed.
Okay.
See where the club face is? See how it's outside of your hands there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you see how your left arm is probably more against your chest at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's where we want to be. Okay, keeping our arms out wide. Right?
Okay.
And not getting them inside here.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense as far as what we're seeing here?
All right.
So that's as far as, you know, there's a few other things, right? You're getting a little closed off with your feet and open shoulders a little bit. That's easily fixed, right?
Okay.
But the big thing we need to kind of focus on is that takeaway a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. Once we get the it all starts at the takeaway, right? And once I can get the takeaway right, then we can start moving to the next thing. But I can guarantee you, as much as you've played, if we can get that start right, I think a lot of things start to fall into place. And I don't have to be like, hey, we got to do the next step or the next step. I think they just start kind of domino effect. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So that's the big thing I see right there. Does that sound correct to you, Delray?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay, so I'm going to come on over here. Right, we're just going to kind of isolate this movement pattern for a bit.
Okay.
Right? There you go. Good. Okay, good. So as you set up, yep.
Yeah.
All right. So you definitely feel the club being pushed away.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You feel your arms staying connected a lot more to this point right here. You feel that point right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That connection point, which is vital. Good. Right? So if I can get you to kind of move where your hands get right over your right foot right there in that manner right there, then we're good. Okay? After that, it's just now it's time to hinge up, right? And then we should be able to stay on plane.
All right.
As long as we don't do anything kind of crazy with our movements. But that starts the circle on the correct path. Right. So can you kind of notice that when you look at the club face, it's kind of still looking back at the ball?
Yep.
Right?
I see that.
Good. Good.
Man, I should be able to do this. I just don't understand.
Well, it's not a thing that you can't do it. It's just what we're comfortable doing on the getaway, right?
Yeah, we talking about years and years of bad habits.
Years and years. I mean, we just need to sit here and isolate this movement pattern for a little bit so you start to get used to it, right? And the big thing is that once you do it wrong, then you have a better sense of it. That's what I'm trying to get you to,
Okay.
right? Once you start to feel you're doing it wrong. Let's leave the ball on out for just a second.
All right.
All right, and try to imagine that you've got that ball between. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so we're just going to try to jump into that imagination, right? That we're holding that ball there.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So give me just kind of a small swing there with that. Okay, once again. Okay, feel like you're holding that golf ball there. Feel like you're holding that golf ball there. Feel like you're holding that golf ball. Let's come on back over here to the golf ball. Try to isolate that movement pattern. Good. All right. Feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. All right. Feel how quiet your wrists are?
Yeah.
Right?
Very.
Okay. So it's almost like your wrists are in casts on the first. Like it broke both my wrists, right? Okay. I don't want to have a lot of that wrist movement off the start. But once I get that thing probably past my right foot or just past it, then we can start to get control of that club, right? But once I start to snatch that thing to the inside, then the weight will always control me. Yeah, there you go. Once again, second. There you go. Okay. Face is going to be just ever so slightly down.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
Ever so slightly. There you go. Good. All right, that's how it's going to kind of still look at the back of the ball. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So let me just give you a visual of what I do here so you kind of see it as well.
Okay.
All right. So much more, instead of being this,
Right.
right, it's much more keeping those wrists here. Okay. See where I'm at right there? Okay. So the club head is just ever so slightly outside my hands. The toe of the club is pointing just more over on this side. Okay. I don't want to get to this.
Right.
Right? Because then what's going to happen is you've opened this up so much that your body knows, right? And then you're either going to come over the top and try to close it, or you're going to get here and flip.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get our early extension. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so once again, as I go, boom. Okay, so that's what we're trying to go for with our first movement.
Okay.
All right. Any questions, big guy?
No.
Okay. Does that all make sense for us?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Mm-hmm. All right. You definitely feel that connection point right there, right?
I feel it. Yeah.
Good. Let's do 4 swings.
Okay.
Okay. Let's just try to, in our mind, right, let's try to imagine that we're holding that ball off the get-go.
Okay.
Okay, let's try to get that feel. So from what I can see there, we're getting a lot more numbers that are closer to 0 with our
Okay.
path and face.
All right.
Okay, so a lot more consistent. See how we did there? Face getting a little wonky there.
Okay.
Did you feel like you got a little bit inside on that one?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so that's when I start to see the face angles start getting kind of crazy. Yeah, I saw those hands move away there.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not to be surprised trying to go through 2 patterns. please.
Okay.
I'll take this one. See what we're doing. Let's see. How did give yourself a fair grade? A, B, C, D.
I say, didn't feel that great to me. I say D plus.
Okay. I would go with a solid C.
All right.
Okay. So it's not so far inside as it once was.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Most of the time it was a little bit more inside there, so we're starting to change that a little bit.
Don't look that bad.
All right. And look where we're at here with our finish. Okay. Compared to get here. All right, see how you start to get a little long and across the line there? See where that club's pointing? It's pointing over there, right?
Yep.
So now, much more down our target line. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that tells me that the hands are staying more out. We're keeping the club closer to the outside of what we're talking about, and we're keeping that if I kind of think about it this way, as I move my hands this way, you can see the club path would want to be over here.
Yeah.
But once I get here, the club path wants to go over here. Does that make sense a little
Yes.
bit? So your hand path is starting to change a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just going to take some time. Okay.
See that?
Okay. Good job of shallowing right there. Coming through.
Didn't look that bad.
No, not at all. But I think the big issue, as we said, is just getting our start, right? And a lot of things start to fix themselves if we get that right?
Mhm.
And it's not like, hey, we need to get the club to 33 degrees over here or something crazy like that, right? It's just get my hand started right and my body's going to take over. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's good stuff.
All right. So we just got to go with that whole feel. We're not trying to kill the ball or anything like that. We're just trying to harness that feel of keeping those wrists a little bit closer together, right, as on our takeaway. All right.
Swing. Let's see that. I'll try one full swing, see if I can get this right.
How do your hands feel? You feeling
Hands
that?
are quiet.
Okay, you're feeling that. That's good.
Yeah.
So go ahead and set up for me real quick. I just want to kind of see where your body lines are.
Okay.
So we are a little closed.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are kind of more aiming out into this direction over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not sure if that's what you're intending to do or if you're.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably causing me to come more inside.
Well,
Maybe.
yeah. Think about it, right? Just
Yeah.
the more I aim to the right, the more I've got to make it come over to the left.
Right.
Right. So I'd much rather see you kind of get your body lines a little bit straighter.
Okay.
And just try to, not try to rip the ball over, right? Because I think that's got more of a tendency of maybe coming over the top to get that ball back to the left. Does that make sense?
Okay. Let's see. Forward.
Okay. Kind of turn that thing out just a little bit. I can see you kind of on the backswing, open it up just a little bit.
Okay.
Alright, so
Forward.
that feeling as we kind of come back over this, right?
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Keeping that connection point with our arm right there, okay? Or with our chest.
Alright.
Good.
Okay.
Mhm. There we go.
Alright. I think I'm just start doing a little waggle here,
Okay.
back and forth. Just make sure. Okay.
How's it feeling with the wrists?
Quiet.
Okay.
Good.
We're gonna take a look on video on this one.
All right.
Okay. I'm seeing a lot of things coming closer to zero for us, okay, which is good. How's it feeling for you?
It feels good.
Okay.
All right.
That's the only big thing I'm seeing so far with the swing right now. If we can
Okay.
get that fixed, I think that starts taking care of, as I said, a lot of other things for us.
All right. I can do that.
Good job keeping that elbow to the side there. Okay. One thing I'd like to kind of see here just a little bit, I'd like to see the ball maybe up just a little bit and the hands back just a smidge.
Okay.
Okay? Still getting a little bit of that lateral slide there.
I see it.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you can kind of see right there, okay? But there again, how's the hip feeling? Those are,
Yeah. Not bad. You know, hips
Okay.
coming along.
okay. So I mean, I think it's just one of those things that we got to kind of keep working on, right? It's got to be one of those things that it kind of feels like, and I think this might be what you kind of feel, right? Is that as I kind of move, everything's kind of moving together.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Okay. I need to kind of feel like, and the whole sense of things is that this part right here from my elbows down kind of starts, then my shoulders start to engage, and then it's the shoulders that start to pull the hips around.
Okay.
Okay? I don't want to have everything kind of going together.
Okay.
Okay? I got to have some resistance. So when I look at I'm squeezing a rag, there's one side that's going one way, one going the other, right? I'm not trying to squeeze the rag together. Does that make sense? Okay? And that's what you're kind of doing, is that everything's kind of going like this off the start. I need to kind of feel like as I come in here, this part of my body, or this part of the lower part, isn't really going this way per se, it's more going down into the ground.
Okay.
Okay, so it's more of a push into the ground or pushing back, right? So it's got to be more of this motion where I really feel like I'm kind of pushing into the ground and back a little bit than everything like this.
Okay.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to take the club away here just for a sec.
Okay.
Okay, let's just put our arms across our chest.
All right.
Okay, and then what I want you to kind of do is I just want you to turn your shoulders, keep your hips quiet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, and you should feel pressure going into the ground. We want to feel like we're pushing into the ground.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So the sensation for us, okay, should feel like this foot wants to turn out and away.
Mm-hmm.
But since it's in the ground, it has to take that energy and move it up to our hips. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. But for you, what I just kind of see here, right? Let's just kind of watch it together here, right? See how everything, the hands and hips move at the same time,
Yep.
right?
That's causing that slide.
Correct. If we look at JT here, watch his hands, watch his hips. They're still quiet, 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 quiet,
Yes.
quiet. You can see that as the shoulders start to turn, it starts to pull that hip around for us. Okay?
Okay.
And that just takes time, right? That's not something that's going to just come overnight. But you can see you've got quite a bit of that mass over that other side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So now as you rotate and turn, right, you can definitely feel like your chest is more over your right leg than everything kind of going away. Does that make sense?
Got it.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Right, but if you
Okay.
kind of think about it this way, if I allow my leg and body to go the same, I'll never get my chest over that.
Right.
Does that make sense?
None of that.
Right? You're going to always have to keep sliding to catch up to it. Keep doing that. I'm gonna videotape something here for you real quick so you see it. One more time. So where do you feel the pressure in your leg?
Down.
Pushing down,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Pushing.
Right? So it should almost feel like if I was going to make a free throw, right? That feeling when I'm pushing into the ground just before I release it, right? Okay, let's go here. All right. Watch your hip, watch the fan back there. That's what I want you to take a notice of. All right, you see how that hip's moving?
Mhm.
That's really good. Okay. Actually, I think we've got it up on here, don't we? So here. It's very obvious,
Yeah.
right? But you can see there's the fan,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay, I can tell right here just by the view, weight's on the outside of the foot.
Yeah.
Okay, so at that point, you're always going to have to kind of keep chasing, and you're going to have to keep, manipulating either the face or the path to get that back to where it was. Does that make sense? Right?
Yep.
Okay, so those are going to be the two things that we just kind of focus on for the remainder of the day.
Okay.
Not try to get too much cake in the mix.
All right.
But one is got to be that hand path, taking it back, right? Feeling like our hands are on, or wrists are in casts as we kind of move back. And then having that feeling like the right leg is getting pushed into the ground, not sliding along, right? And I think a good visual for us is if I kind of get my turn, right? And I can get my chest kind of more over my right thigh, then I get that good mix. If I kind of take a look at these guys here, let me kind of go here. He's not really the best for that, what I'm trying to demonstrate, but if I go to John Rahm's about the best on this, right? Right, you see how he's trying to get his chest over his right side here? Okay, you see where your chest is in comparison to that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, you can see your chest is more right along here, where he's getting his chest much more closer to the inside part of his right leg. All right, the other one we can always look at for a great comparison on that is Colin Morikawa. I think he does it even better. If he's here. You always have the driver for that guy. Right. See how much he's getting, his sternum will be pointing over here towards that, like down towards it. Does that make sense? So when we see like the guys that are really moving the ball, right, it's kind of more of this motion here.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not one of these.
Yes.
Okay. All right, big guy. Any questions?
No.
If you want to take a drink, you got any water or anything like that?
No, I didn't bring any.
Okay. All right. So, for today's sesh, what we're just focused on, as I said, right, feeling like our wrists are in casts and feeling like that right leg is pushing into the ground. I think we've gotten to the point, at least with the, what are you doing? The physical therapy. I think we've gotten to the point now where we can kind of put that movement into use.
Yeah.
Right? Now, my big thing is to you is I need to make sure that if you feel any pain at any point, we just shut that down.
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can definitely feel, right? Let me try to give you a little visual here. Right? Right, does this make sense now? Right, your body should feel like this.
Mm-hmm.
Right, your chest is turning back, your hips are going the other way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So whenever you're ready, just give me kind of a small swing. Try to put those few concepts together, right?
All right.
Might not come back, might not be beautiful right off the start, but let's kind of start getting a different feel for things, okay? Did you feel that hip kick out there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doing stuff now. Trying to
I get you.
not turn my hands over. I'm just leaving the face wide open. I'm gonna try.
So we've got even more aggressive with our slide.
Did I?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I thought I was doing it right, but I'm not.
So let's kind of do this. Let's get the ball out. Okay. Put the club. Yeah, there we go.
Why I can't do this? Okay.
Okay. I don't know if I've ever shown you this little drill, or maybe this will give you a good visual, hopefully. Okay. If I just try to give you a visual here to kind of get your line maybe going in the correct direction. Okay, so if this is my target, or this is where I'm at setting up, okay, I put this right here in my back side here. Okay. The towel over here.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to get you on over here, right? You're going to put this little towel here or something like that. And what you're going to do is you're going to throw this towel on this side of the line. Okay. Right now, what we're doing is this.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Your towel's over on this side of the line.
Okay.
We need to be over here on this side.
All right.
Does that make
That's
sense?
a visual.
All right. So here, I'm going to put this right here in between.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now I want you to imagine, right, your tailbone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep, on that side. Okay.
Okay.
All right. What I'd like for us to kind of start off with, let's just get the club across our chest.
Okay.
There we go. Good. Yes. Okay. So we've got to isolate that movement as well. Feel that?
Seems like I can do this until I put a ball on.
Yeah. We just got to keep isolating it, right?
Okay.
More slow movement patterns, right? As we move forward. Good. Yep. Yep. So if I put like something right back over here, yep, now it's on this side of the line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. All right. And now you can really feel that hip turning back behind us here, right?
Yep.
Good.
I feel it.
Okay. You're starting to feel it?
Yeah.
Now this is something I've kind of steered away for quite a bit, right? Until we started getting that feeling a little bit better. But that's going to really help with your consistency, because one, now we start to turn around our spine, the central axis, instead of moving that axis back and forth. Good. All right. Now, yeah, there you go. Go ahead, stay right there. Go ahead and turn. There you go.
All right.
Okay. So now you start to get a feel how it all works together, right? Set it again for me. Stop. So we're going to put this right across your shoulders, just like that. Go ahead and hold it for me.
Okay.
Very good. Give me a little bit more waist bend. Bend from the waist. Yep, there we go. Okay. There we go. Now do you feel where you're at?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I've got your chest more over your right leg. Okay, instead of kind of where you kind of go ahead and turn, and you're kind of going like this.
Okay.
You feel how you're just kind of lifting up there?
Yeah.
Okay, once again, a little bit more waist bend, just a little bit for me. There you go, good. As we turn, there you go. Where do you feel the pressure in your feet now?
On that side, on the outside here.
Okay. Do you feel like your foot's going to turn outside?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we're trying to go for. We want to kind of feel like this foot wants to turn out and away.
Yeah, that's where it, yeah.
Okay.
It feels it's right on the outside.
Okay,
Yeah, like the one to slide out.
okay, good. Set up again for me.
Okay.
All right, good. All right, arms across our chest normally. We don't have to. Here we go, practice. Practice right. There we go, good. Okay, good. Now give me a turn. Keep right there.
So
There you go. That way you start to feel what it needs to kind of be, right? There you go. Now do you notice how much more your left shoulder's kind of going down a little bit now?
yeah.
Okay, and you feel how that right hip kicks back behind you now, right?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Now let me ask you this, last question.
Okay.
Go ahead, turn again for me. Okay. Do you feel how much you're pushing into the ground as a ground force?
Yes.
Okay. It feels like it wants to push against you, right?
Right.
Okay, good. Okay. So if I kind of did this here, run a little experiment on you so you get a good idea. Okay. Come on over here in this chair.
Okay.
Sit on it for me. Okay. Put your feet up off the ground. Don't have them on anything. Okay. Now go ahead and try to make a golf swing for me. Go ahead. Come on. How are you going to move through? What are you noticing? What do you need?
I need to turn my bottom half some.
What do you need? I'm trying to get you to figure something out. Understand something.
I need my hips to come back to get them further turn.
You need gravity.
Oh.
Right? I need gravity.
Yeah.
I need it. Right? There is no way if I was out in space I could swing a golf club.
No, you can't.
Right?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to get you to understand is that the ground force reaction, that Newton's laws.
Yeah.
Right? The more I push into something, more that energy is going to return back to me.
Okay.
You see how you've got no energy here?
Right.
You have no swing.
I have no swing.
Correct. So if I were to say, hey, go ahead and let's do a swing again, okay? And I said, hey, just go ahead and slide that way.
You can't.
Well, it gives you the most amount of momentum, right?
Yeah.
Right? That's what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
You're not using your ground forces. You're just sliding.
Okay.
And like this, like an ice skater on the thing. He's just sliding around. He's not digging into the ice. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so that's why I wanted to show you is that we need to have our feet on the ground, and pressing into the ground is where we get our forces.
Gotcha.
Right? But once I get up off the ground and not push into those forces, I really can't move very well, can you?
No.
Right? Does that make sense? Okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Come on back. Let's hit it again. Any questions there?
No. Got the concept, but
All right, so I think there was a famous instructor at some point. He was like at one of those colleges out west, California or something. And he would have golfers, like he would have a platform, and then he would say, okay, he would drop the platform and have them swing at the same time, and they couldn't. They would just be lost here as they came down to the ground. But when you have those ground forces, you can move through. Okay?
Gotcha.
So let's get this guy out of the way here. Get this guy out of here altogether.
All right.
There we go. Okay, so, right, what we're kind of doing with our wrists and what we're trying to do with our rear end. Those are the only two things that we're trying to focus on today, and get a good understanding about what ground forces are and how they relate to what we want to do.
Okay.
Much better release on that one than we were before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Where it went. Much better release.
cut across it.
Okay.
Am I still sliding?
Mm-hmm. Let's see how your takeaway is going now. Takeaway is doing better. Okay, I don't see as nearly as much roll going off, which is good. Okay, but there again, I'd like to kind of see that those hands in a more neutral spot, and it looks like the club's getting a little, the ball's getting a little bit back in our setup.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Right, so feel like it's a little bit more annoyingly up than what we're used to, okay?
Okay.
There you go, good. Just
Still sliding though.
let's see. So let me show you what you want to kind of work on here a little bit, okay? So let me kind of put this right here, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to imagine this is like an electric wire,
Okay.
And okay, so we really need him. We just need something here, okay? Something to kind of give us a little barrier for our hip,
Mm-hmm.
all right? But if I could get you right here, okay? Either back, whatever. Just need something that has a little guardrail right there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, it can be an alignment rod or something like that. Okay, but what I want to kind of do here and what I would kind of start with is just kind of put an object right here to start off with and then put a club across it. And then what I want to do is I want to feel like I'm turning. I can get a little close to it. Okay, I'm fine with that just a little bit, but then I want to turn to the inside.
Okay.
Okay, so as I kind of go, it's okay. So I want you to jump on in here, right? And I want you to get a visual of this, right? Boom. Okay. Not worrying about what our hands are doing or anything like that, just getting our lower body to move. And then if I got you right here, then I'm in a good spot to allow that club to drop. Okay? So come on over here, partner. Any questions there? Okay. So arms across your chest. There you go. Good. Yeah. Right. Good. Right, so if somebody said, hey, this is 10,000 watts, you can't touch it, right? It'd be real easy for you to make that move then, right?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I can do this all day long, but when I get ready to put a club in my hand, I don't know where it goes.
Well, because we start to put the idea of performance over function. Does that make sense? We start to chase a number on a screen or out there, right? Instead of just staying in our own little bubble, right? And the issue is that here's going to be the big issue is right now with us making that movement pattern, we are going to lose yardage,
There's just no question about it because we're not used to it, right? We don't have, the speed in that movement pattern.
Mhm.
But once we start to get a hold of what that movement pattern is, then we can start building in speed into it.
Okay.
But right now we've got to learn the movement pattern,
Okay.
what it is, right? And then we start to put more speed into it. We start to understand where that body needs to be, and we understand where the speed needs to start to come from a little bit. Instead of kind of weighing up over here and feeling like our speed's coming from our takeaway, right, instead of our downswing. Does that make sense? But the big thing is if I can get, as I said, the two big things today, if we can just get that hand path and that feeling like our wrists are in casts where this arm is really, up against my left side here, I really get my arms to kind of move in this fashion where my hands are staying out in front of my chest. And then once I start to do that and I can get my hips to move back behind me, then I create this nice coil that I can really start to push into the ground and start moving. Does that make sense? So if you got here, and then just turn it on up. There you go. Okay. So now if I just have you stomp just a little bit, left side. All right. You see how that club starts to come down automatically for you? Right. There you go. Okay. There's your shallow. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. You feel how that elbow wants to come into the side? All right. That's your shallowing.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what I'm not doing. I see it.
Well, it's because we're not doing it because we've got two things that are going wrong for us, right? One is the start, hands, and then two, if I slide, right, then I'm really just going to kind of throw the club to get it back in front of my chest, which is probably going to be more of an over-the-top move unless I'm really skilled. Yeah, there you go. You feel that?
Yeah, that movement there is what I wasn't doing.
All right. But now you can notice, okay, so go ahead and do it again. Okay. Now notice if I really get my chest over behind my right leg right there and now shift into it, right? You see how much more we can get back towards that ball? We don't have to be so fearful of staying on top of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So once again, as I kind of go turning back behind that ball, I'm stepping right here. Now I've got a chance to kind of what I feel like running up and hitting the ball.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Now it's almost like I feel like I can run up and jump and hit it. Right? Boom. Everything wants to release. Right?
Yeah.
You feel how when you step into it, you're not moving your arms. Or
Right.
your arms are reacting to what
yeah.
you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Just like, when I tell people it's just like baseball, when I step into the pitch, right? I step into the pitch, my arms start to come with me, right? It starts that momentum, but I don't see anybody doing this,
Right.
right? There's that little step, right? And that gets everything kind of moving this way, but I'm not moving it, right? It's just momentum. It's not trying to throw it, right? But once I get this going here, everything's moving in the right direction. Now I got momentum to swing through. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Definitely.
Right? But we're going to have to kind of work on that quite a bit.
Yep.
Right? So let's talk about what we need to work on. Okay?
All right. Takeaway.
Takeaway. So number one, right?
Takeaway.
Right? Get a buddy, get your wife or something like that and kind of put that right here. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Takeaway.
Right? And I think, if we kind of go with a few just different thoughts, right? Because we'll need a few different thoughts because some will go from us and some will come back.
Okay.
But one is, I like to imagine I'm holding that ball between my wrists right there. That's an imagination, okay? A feel that I can go with is I try to keep this pinned to my left arm a little bit, okay? As a visual, okay, you can imagine keeping your right palm towards the ground.
Okay.
Okay, so those are three different ways of kind of thinking about it. Imagination, feel, and visual. Okay, so you've got to kind of pick which one works best for you. Or come up with one of your own. Does that make sense?
Mm.
Not to be facetious or funny,
Yeah.
right? But sometimes we can connect with things in a whole different manner than what I'm explaining to you.
Right.
Does that make sense? All right, so once again, as you come, there you go. Good. Again. There you go. Good. There you go. Good. That's it. And that's all we got to work on is this first, foot,
Yep.
6, maybe 18 inches at that. Okay. But try to get this hip away from that line. You see how that hip's kind of going with their hands? There you go, right? Hands go this way, hips go this way. There you
Okay.
go. Right? Now you're coiling. You feel where the pressure's going in your feet now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. 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 All right, and that's just isolating that movement pattern, how they work together. Okay? Good. Good. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now you can really feel like as you load up in here, now you can really press into that lead side and let that energy release, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. Okay. Good. Okay. So, let's talk about the hip movement pattern, right?
Yep.
Pretty good on what we're trying to do with our wrist there, right?
Yes.
Okay, so one way to practice is we can get a little something like this,
Mhm.
okay? Or even, doesn't have to be anything fancy. I mean, maybe we get up against the wall, right? Just
Yeah.
something, right? Something that gives us a barrier not to go across, right? And just try to feel like as I go back, I'm working that hip away from that line, okay? Now the other thing, the other visual we can kind of go with, and here I'll kind of demonstrate this one again. Right, just put a pole right here or some kind of object. If I put like what I used to do as a kid, is put a head cover right here,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And then what I would try to imagine is I'm going to get the head cover on this side of the line.
Okay.
So I would get here, and then shoulders over here, hips over here.
Gotcha.
Okay? Now, this isn't exactly what I'm doing in my golf swing, but it gives me the correct movement pattern of what it is, right? I start to figure out chest over here, hips over here. Now I can really start to feel like I'm kind of coming back to it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So jump on over here for me.
Okay.
Straddle that line for me, please.
All right.
Right? And let's just, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so hips over here, chest over here on the backswing. Okay, and then we just press into that lead side and let that energy start to come through. Yeah. Kind of do this. Put your hands just a little bit closer to your body. There you go.
Okay.
Good. There you go. Good. Feel where your pressure's going into your feet there?
Yep.
Into the ground, right?
Yep.
Okay. Almost feels like your right foot wants to turn out.
Right.
Good. Okay, those are the things we want to try to feel. Good. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and this is the first time that I think we've worked on the hip in quite some time,
Yeah.
since we've started doing our PT.
Yep.
But I think we're at the point now, our movements or our pain threshold is down,
Yes.
right? So we can make this movement without trying to make compensations now. Mm-hmm. Great turn. All right, yeah. And now if you just kind of turn up from there, yeah.
Yep.
Probably gonna feel like it's a little bit shorter, that's fine, okay? Because now we're trying to use physics into our swing. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay.
Does that make sense, big guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
I get you. I get you. Any questions about today's session? Anything else I can answer for you for today?
No, that's good.
Okay. I think it's just going to take a little time for this,
Yes.
right? I think, more or less, it's not about pounding balls, right? It's just about finding some personal time for us, making these movement patterns, getting used to them, right?
Okay.
And the big thing is that, we're probably going to go through some transitions with the golf swing a little bit on this, but the
Okay.
big thing is that can you start to notice when you're doing it right and when you're doing it wrong?
Yeah.
That's going to be the big thing to come into play, right? Once we start to figure out that I am making the right movement patterns and I start to see the results, and we start to get on that train, right? But we're just going to have to find some personal time to kind of work on those things a little bit, make
Yeah.
those movements kind of happen a little bit,
Yeah.
and just kind of work from there.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Any other questions? Anything for today?
No?
Good session,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Good
Thank you.
job. Good job. Right? I hope that chair demonstration kind of explained a few things to you.